Today marks 1 year since a teenager shot 4 other teens at a Garland convenience store, killing 3 of them. Today, the mother of one of the victims placed balloons and flowers outside the Texaco where her 14-year-old son was shot and killed. Garland police say the alleged gunman, Abel Acosta, is still on the run and may be getting help from his family. Fox 4's David Centendry had a sit-down interview with the lead detective on the case and joins us now live from Garland. David.
Yeah, police say Abel Acosta's family is uncooperative as the teenager has now been on the run for a full year. It's been a year full of unsettling emotions for the family members of the victims.
That's the smile he will always have on him.
It's been 1 year since a Garland mother's innocent 14-year-old son was murdered.
Me and my family, it's not the same no more at all.
Police say the alleged killer shot 4 teenagers, killing 3 of them.
There's 4 families, who are dealing with tragedy, all caused by the actions of Abel Acosta.
Still, police do not know where the suspect is at. How did Abel Acosta get away?
It is my belief that he had help from his family.
As for his family, do you happen to know where Abel Acosta is at?
I wish to know.
You wish you knew? Investigators say they're tight-lipped. A lot of people are just wondering where he's at. Abel Acosta is on the run.
And I just can't believe a 14-year-old boy hiding. Somebody's helping him out there. His family's helping him out there. Somebody.
Acosta, 14 years old when Garland police say he shot and killed 3 teenage boys inside a convenience store off West Walnut Street the day after Christmas in 2021. Fox 4 was there following the murders. 3 people are dead. A 15-year-old employee was injured. 17-year-old Rafael Garcia, 16-year-old Ivan Noyela, and 14-year-old Xavier Gonzalez were killed. Gonzalez was buying tacos for his family.
So when he got here to the house, he told my dad, how about some tacos from the corner? And my dad said, yeah. And he went for the tacos and then came back.
He was in the wrong place at the wrong time, according to police.
He's innocent, yeah. He had nothing to do with anything that was going on.
Detective Lucas Shoup believes Acosta was targeting Garcia and Noyela in retaliation because of a prior disturbance.
The surveillance footage was key.
Surveillance footage appears to show Acosta firing into the store. The last reported images of Acosta before he vanished.
It was certainly family members in Garland that helped him get away. Now, who they involved after that, ultimately I would think it would be family. Obviously that's not immediate family because we know who that is.
Abel Acosta's father, Richard Acosta, is charged with capital murder because police say he was his son's getaway driver. Is there information that you have that shows Richard Acosta knew what his son was going to do that night?
I believe we do, yes.
Richard Acosta turned himself in the day after the killings, but he's not talking.
He did not cooperate because he requested a lawyer and said he didn't want to talk to us.
So has there been any sort of conversation that he's giving y'all on record?
No.
What does that say to you?
Well, I would think, this is my opinion, that if you know nothing happened, why would you not talk to us and tell us everything that you know?
Well, what do other family members know?
They're not cooperating with us. We've questioned them multiple times. We've questioned many family members. All of them stick with the story of, we don't know where he's at, we don't know anything about it.
Fox 4 is asking family members what they know. The first stop, Abel Acosta's mother's home in Garland. My name's David Centendry. I'm a reporter over at Fox 4 News in Dallas. Just seeing if anyone here related to Abel Acosta is able to talk with us.
Oh, nah. Well, they're right there, but they're not going to want to talk about it.
They're not going to want to talk?
No.
We're not getting answers there. Down the street, where police say Richard Acosta lived prior to jail, a family member says she does not know where the teenager is. You wish you knew? Okay.
You're looking for him.
You're still looking for him? Police were saying that family members...
That's what they're saying, sir.
But you don't believe that family members help him?
The bad people have him.
Say that again?
The bad people, that's the people that have him.
The bad people have him? Who are the bad people? She did not elaborate. Nevertheless, police are not buying what family members are saying. Community members are sending tips, but not the perfect tip.
Some of those answers, like I think what you're asking, has been, he's in Mexico. Okay, well, where in Mexico? Mexico's a big place. And unfortunately, none of those people have been able to narrow that down for us. The tips have slowed down, so we're certainly not getting as many tips as we did before.
They need someone with detailed information to come forward.
There are rewards for that as well.
While authorities search for Abel Acosta, his father's trial is scheduled for February 6th, 2023.
He's trying to act like he didn't know what's going on. He knows for a fact what he did. And he's just taking the ball for it to save his son's life.
Gonzalez's murder wrecked his family.
We don't have him here. The last time I spent with him was Christmas.
His mother might never have closure.
And it's not fair. It's not fair how they took his life away.
But she wants justice for her baby boy, whose smile, she says, would light up any room.
He was a really smart little kid. He would love sports. He would love horses. He always had a smile. Always.
Garland's police want to make sure that everyone knows there is reward money for information leading to an arrest and indictment. As for Richard Acosta, Abel's father, again, he is currently in jail. We reached out several times to his attorney, that is Heath Harris, based in Dallas, but we have not heard back after those multiple requests. Heather, back to you.
Maybe the money will bring someone forward. David, thank you.